Hey, hopefuls. Happy March. Right? We are already 3 months into 2026, so I know you're crushing it. Um, because that's what 2026 is gonna happen. Rush. So we are shifting out of the kids and into the office because we remember we are doing that 6 month rotation. So in 6 months from today, we will re-tackle the office. But for now, we're going to focus on why your office feels overwhelming. Other than you actually have to participate in the work concepts, and that's dumb. Why can't we just all get paid to enjoy snacks, not gain weight, read books, and take naps? Where's that choice? I mean, I would like to crochet sometimes too, but the office overwhelm, there's multiple parts to it because it's not just overwhelming because work, right? Because work, but it's overwhelming because maybe we're not in it all the time, especially if it's a home office and you work outside of the house, or if it's not a room everybody uses, so it's just kind of like my problem for the whole home team. So it become overwhelming because things get dumped there, or things go there too until later, or you just start giving it as much time as attention like you do the other spaces of your house, like the kitchen. The kitchen everybody's in all the time versus the office, not everybody's in it. So it may be overwhelming because it's just your responsibility. That's also ugh. But it may be overwhelming because there's not systems in place. So where do we start? Where do we start with everything that we do? Do not have the systems in place, and we do not have an organized vibe and energy in that room. We start with decluttering. It is the reason it is the first step of the 3S method is to simplify. It's because we need to get our stuff out of the way, right? We're not going to move. Your live stream is experiencing connection issues. Me too, live stream. Sorry, I had a window thing pop up. You guys know I get distracted. So if you have an overwhelming, cluttery, hug type office, and then you're like, okay, let's get it organized. Then you're just moving piles of clutter around, right? Then you're just moving your overwhelm to the drawer that you don't have to look at off of it. You're tucking it in the closet, or you're putting it in the box and shoving it under the desk, but you're not actually addressing the issue. So if you don't address the issue, which is the clutter, which is the first step to really feeling overwhelmed, you have to address the clutter, then you're just going to be back here later on thinking, well, this didn't work. Well, of course it didn't work. You just moved your one pile to another place for temporary issues. But if you address what the problem is first, it's getting rid of things you don't need. Be it the pile of paperwork, the old stacks of 14 years ago, I kept my taxes. For the last 30 years, we put these things here. Why? Why? Right? Oh, I don't know what to do with it, so I just pile everything here. Right, even to the systems themselves. If you are a visual, so seeing is believing, and macro, one step put away, organizer, why do you have a file cabinet or a file box? That's not going to work for you. That is a system that does not work for you. You should declutter a system that is not successful. So not just the stuff, but your systems that are failing should be something that we tackle first. I know this pile of paperwork sitting on my desk, Melissa, is just going to get moved over there because I don't have the time or want to open the files, sort through it, right? But I do have the energy to go, boop, file box done. So if you have that pile of paperwork, I know I paid all these bills. They're right here in this paid bill pile or that paid bill stack on wherever, but it doesn't have a home. That means you need to declutter that in not working system of you've just piled the crap here, right? You are now going to make it a home. That's later on, right? We have to get rid of the stuff we don't need first. So if you have 14 years of tax paperwork that you don't really need in Indiana, it keeps 7, unless it's a company, but most of the time you're at home, right? Your home office. You don't need more than that stuff. Check with your accountant or your CPA or your state and county's money person. Check with them, but for Indiana, it's 7 years. So I know if I have anything 8 years or more sitting around for tax purposes, I can go ahead and get rid of it. Same with the bills. Like if you paid bills online, do you really need to keep the paper copy? I like to keep a year's worth just because it's easier for me and my old lady eyes sometimes to go grab the thing that I've written the code on, right? I paid this online, this confirmation code, this amount. And I put that on the piece of paper and I file it in the box. And then in a year, when I'm back to that month, I can go ahead and declutter everything in that month and then start fresh. Because it's easier for me to get to that than find the Excel sheet and then look for the month and it's just easier for me. I'm a paper kind of girl. I'm a books kind of girl. So it's tackling the overwhelm first, and normally that is clutter. And too often, self included, that clutter is because we got containers that were going to fix the problem. Right? So if you started organizing 4, 6, 12, whatever months ago, this is going to work. I went to the store, I bought the file cabinet, I bought all the file hanging folders, the stick folders, the label makers, the drawer organizers, the everything to get my office organized. I mean, none of those systems are in my organizing style or did measure, so they don't really fit in the drawer. Or I've got this dead space in the drawer because I did not measure, so I did not get enough containers. Or, we actually share this, and his style is different than my style, so we kind of use that container system thingy we bought because we bought the container to get organized. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is what you really did is you bought containers to add to your clutter problem. Containers are not where we start. I love a container as much as you do. I promise you, I have office supplies issues as much as you do. Just like I want to go to the store and buy the pretty, pretty containers and the big labels, and they're all so. But it does not work. It's not where we start. We start by getting rid of the stuff causing the problems. From paper piles to containers we bought prematurely, those are the problems. So where do you start? Other than, okay, Melissa, I start with the clutter. What does that mean? Well, that means you pick a pile, you pick a corner, I sit right here every day, 9 to 5, roll my eyes, sometimes yell at the screen. And this pile right here, let me just grab some stuff. This pile right here bothers me every day. I'm going to tackle this pile today. Right? That's where you start. You start this. This right here is where I'm going to start. And then what do? Oh, that's the water bill from January of 2019. Trash. Oh, that's the tax papers from last year. To file. Oh, that's the kids' school pictures 3 years ago. We should probably file. That's what you do. You look for the expired, outgrown, and unused items, you get those out, and then you make a file to file. Right? Those keys, I think it's later on this month, we'll talk about more of like the actual paper piles and those 3 categories you want to make, like to file, to shred, to figure the freak out, to actually do something with. Like you got your action pile, you've got your to file pile, you've got your down to I'll throw that away pile. That's what you do. So if you aren't sure where to start in that pile that you see every day. Because once your everyday is a little lighter, sorry, I had to put those back. Once your everyday is a little lighter, that's not going to just motivate you to do it a little more tomorrow, but it's going to make you more productive. It's going to clear up that mental space that you didn't even know that pile was taking up. And it's going to give you the back, right? That's the point of your office. That's the point of working in your office, is to be productive, to have time focused, to work. Even if we don't want to. That's the point of the office, is to have that time. So if you got that, even if you aren't touching that pile every day, it's there. It's there. It's that nagging part. Even if you can hyper focus on workish, there's still that part of your brain that's being consumed that you could clear up by getting rid of a pile of clutter. Right? That you could clear up by getting rid of the containers that aren't working. And then the more space you have in your head, that's more free time, basically, right? That's more time you have to give better focus to something else, i.e., work, i.e., whatever you're in the office for. And then if you just do that pile today, tomorrow I'm doing that pile. The day after that, I'm doing that pile. And then in a week, what piles? And then in a week, we have a conversation on, okay, this system is what I had in place, but it was not working. What do I do, Melissa? Well, let me, blah, blah, let's just talk it out, right? Set up a call with me. We'll talk it out. There's the 15-minute consult calls for free. We all know I'm going to overshare on those free calls. I've been called out multiple times on, Melissa, you're giving too much away. I know. But it is what it is. That's my personality, I guess. Because I want you to have the systems in place. So if you've gotten rid of the expired, outgrown, and unused stuff, and now you don't know what to do, and we aren't in detail on social media talking about what systems to set up, and you're still in the middle of your free trial for the library before your $9 a month kicks in, I'll walk you through it. Cool. Sign in here, go to there, listen to the audio, set up these systems. Macro, no lids. Macro, no file cabinets. Micro file cabinets. Micro lids. Micro drawer organizers. Macro, probably no drawer organizers. You're going to get those like 11 by 11 totes. Those are going to be your besties, my macro organizers. Visual, non-visual. Hello. These are my pretties. If I were a visual organizer, that would probably be hanging files and cork boards instead. But all those are tucked away because I'm a non-visual organizer. So a lot of the things I use and need are tucked away in the office. I pull it on when I need it. But other than that, most things get tucked away because I know my organizing style. So what's your organizing style in the office? And yes, that can vary from how I want things stored versus how I need it while I'm working. I'm a very visual organizer. I need it out while I'm working and I need to put it away in my 5-minute reset at the end of the day. But that's because I got rid of the stuff I didn't need. I honed in on what will work. And now there's just systems in place. And I don't mean that in a braggy kind of way. It's just what's working for you. Let's address the stuff you don't need. Let's set it up for what will work for you. And then we'll talk about how to keep it that way. Nightly, like you close the computer at the end of the day and just do that quick reset. Yes. Definitely gonna recommend that. Weekly, great. Just works for you, right? Have the ever changing or the self-cleansing files. Definitely recommend. Right? Like, and we could talk through all those things whenever we talk one-on-one, or if you're in the library, or if you're on the app and you have a question, just drop it. I'll answer you. It may not be like immediately, but I will answer you normally within the day. So yeah, where are you starting today? If your office is feeling overwhelming, where are you starting today? We're getting rid of the clutter that doesn't belong there. So look out the expired, outgrown, and unused items. Get rid of at least one pile today, and that's it. Tomorrow you'll do another pile. Yeah, I think that is it for now. Until next time, stay hopeful.